L&T Finance RAISE 2025, India's premier event on artificial intelligence in the BFSI sector, returned with its landmark second edition, elevating the scale, vision and ambition set last year. Centered around the theme Accelerating Financial Services with AI, the conclave brought together leaders, innovators and AI practitioners for a day of inspiring discussions, powerful keynote addresses and real-world demonstrations. All driven by L&T Finance's commitment to responsible AI and India's rapidly evolving digital future. The event commenced with a keynote address by S.N. Subramanian, Chairman and Managing Director Larsen & Toubro, who spoke on leveraging AI in financial services in India.
AI, in my view, is just not a tool. It's the new infrastructure of competitive advantage. As India stands at the intersection of digital age and intelligent innovation, the future will belong not to those who adopt AI broadly, but to those who deploy it brilliantly. Precision is no longer optional, I think it's existential for all finance companies. A decade ago, India's financial revolution was about access, bringing millions into the digital fold. The next revolution is about understanding, using AI to make every interaction more personal, more local, and more human. This intelligent inclusion, where technology doesn't reach people, it understands them, is going to be the way of life. When our voice AI, which has been deployed in L&T Finance, speaks to a farmer in Marathi about loan options, or helps a customer in Tamil navigate repayment seamlessly, it's just not automation, it is inclusion powered by intelligence. India led the world in financial inclusion. We gave people access to the system. The next chapter is financial understanding, where every individual is seen, heard, and served in the way that's right for them. When a customer in a village can talk to the bank in their native language of Bhojpuri and get advice tailored to their life, it's just not technology. That's dignity powered by intelligence. In India, we had a fantastically proactive government policy on this, which is a push for AI infrastructure. We have the vision of India AI mission approved by the cabinet, making AI in India and making AI work for India. L&T Finance under Sudipta's leadership has taken this as a key way to transform L&T Finance from what was a predominantly wholesale finance company to now a absolutely retail finance company. I think it's the right way to go. And he has the full backing of me and I guess the board for pushing this agenda to wherever it needs to go from a transformative point of view, from a future point of view, from a survival point of view.
This was followed by a keynote address by Peter Norvig, Director of Engineering at Google and Education Fellow at Stanford Institute for Human-Centered AI, who delivered an insightful session on AI applications for business, now and in the future.
The best uses of AI come from the bottom up. They come from the workers who have a task and can say, here's the hard part of the task, here's where I need some help, and AI can help them. For credit scoring, AI is really good at finding these complex nonlinear patterns, and modern generative AI is good at using unstructured data, and that's really important, especially in developing areas where people may not have a lot of bank records and transactions. The use of AI allows you to go faster so that you can track your customers and you can update their score even after a loan is granted. You can say, are they going up or down? And then decide, do you have to interact with them to fix that? AI is not regular IT. Don't think of it as putting in a big implementation. Think of it as providing tools that all your users can use and figuring out a way to encourage them all to use it and for them to say, how can I make my job better? So that's where I would put my emphasis in trying to bring my team along, trying to get them to embrace this new AI era. And if you can do that, I think you'll be in the percentages that are successful and not in the ones that are failing.
next, IAS Bhuvanesh Kumar, CEO of UIDAI, shared his insights through a session on building the world's largest biometric identity system using AI. Lessons from UIDAI.
One of the greatest digital transformation, powerful yet very simple, is the Aadhaar. There were 25 crore people in the country who did not have any single document with them. And their first document was Aadhaar. And that's what ensured inclusion of people in the mainstream, and they were outside the ambit of any kind of social welfare schemes run by the central government and the state schemes, and it could bring in inclusion of those people. The use of AI has been there in the Aadhaar system right from the beginning. Not that AI has come after 22 or 23 or 24. So when this matching of fingerprints or the iris images or the face is happening, that's happening through something called the Automated Biometric Identification System. We call it the ABIS. So this ABIS itself is a form of an artificial intelligence, doing that matching and doing that deduplication, and it has been in existence since then. So when the first Aadhaar was generated, it wasn't matched against anything. But when the second Aadhaar was generated, it was matched against the first. And when 101st Aadhaar was generated, it matched against the old 100. And when 1 crore plus 1 Aadhaar was generated, it was matched against previous 1 crores. So it has been in existence since 2010.
The event continued with thought-provoking presentations on AI's impact across institutions, consumers, and the broader digital economy. The presentations began with Dr. Manish Gupta, Senior Director Research, Google DeepMind, who presented on the transformative power of AI and open challenges.
Once in a lifetime, I see this as an opportunity for us to play a role where we can take our problems that we face as a nation as a challenge. And once we come up with AI-based solutions to many of these challenges, we can also take many of these solutions to other parts of the world and become true technology leaders, not just consumers of ChatGPT, Gemini, NVIDIA chips, and so on. Let's become producers of technology, not just consumers.
This was followed by IAS Tanushree Dev Burma, Deputy Director General, UIDAI Technology Center, who addressed the gathering on managing fraud in KYC.
Once the Aadhaar is generated, the authentication process clean. The entire network on which authentication works is very tightly controlled. It is for the right reasons that we have ensured that the infra that the AUA and the ASA partner is providing is spoof-proof, the encryptions are in place, the compliances are in place, so that all the authentications that happen over the ecosystem are whitelisted. We know they are coming from registered devices which have the front-face fraud detection. All of this is very tightly controlled.
Up next, Naveen Tiwari, founder and CEO InMobi and Glance, led an engaging presentation on the AI revolution enhancing customer delight.
You have got to jump in and you got to believe that you are driving the innovation and the change, because the innovation and change is central to your strategy. If that's not driven, it is not going to happen. As an Indian company and as Indians, we have a huge opportunity in front of us. We have an opportunity to build products at rapid pace. I think our time as Indian companies is here. And this tectonic shift with AI gives us a unique opportunity to come back into the play, because the game has just become level playing.
The event continued with a panel discussion exploring the topic, applicability of AI in customer acquisition, where experts examined how intelligent technologies are shaping smarter, efficient, and more responsive ways to onboard customers in a digital-first environment.
How do you think explainable AI is, or basically fairness and biases are actually will play a role going forward, and how do you comply to the guidelines that are coming? They're not a regulation, but they're a guideline, and I'm sure this is something which TransUnion has been working on. So,
as a leading credit bureau, we make sure that the score, say for example, is explainable both to the end consumer, to the regulator, and to the bankers who are using it for underwriting. That's the main point in terms of making sure when we use AI. Second is in terms of fairness, that you don't bring in any biases in any shape or form, right from in terms of the data sampling to in terms of the deployment of equation to the variables. All the aspects of the AI deployment ensures that there is fairness in it. And third is in terms of accountability, in terms of how you are monitoring all the AI deployments across different use cases and stages of the consumer life cycle, that you hold yourself accountable and make sure that there is no biases, and at any given point of time, it's explainable to the end consumer, the regulator, and customers at large. These are philosophies with which we work with.
Parallel to the main sessions, participants engaged in focused presentations which covered an exciting spectrum of themes, beginning with data products fueled by generative AI. From the app economy to the agentic economy, how AI will redefine financial services. Enterprise AI agents, lessons from the real world. Teaming up with AI to write code and create spreadsheets. The event then moved into themes such as fueling AI innovation with cyber-resilient data strategies. Oracle AI for Data, where data meets intelligence. FinTech offerings and research at Fujitsu, current landscape and research. AI and analytics in market regulation, applications, challenges and insights. Along with the presentations, the event also featured a hands-on masterclass titled Navigating the Next Frontier, Agentic AI in Financial Services, offering practical understanding of next-generation AI frameworks. The AI zones remained one of the most engaging areas of the event, which provided an interactive experience where participants explored AI tools and solutions showcased across booths. Each booth offered a close look at how AI solutions are being deployed to deliver speed, accuracy, and intelligence at scale. The event also witnessed a presentation by Dr. Debrag Banerjee, Chief AI and Data Officer, L&T Finance, who presented on L&T Finance's experience of using AI in credit decisioning.
How we at L&T Finance approach this, first of all, we are use case driven. We start with what is the end goal, and if it turns out that a pretty deterministic set of agents will do, we don't bother ourselves and go and force fit a GenAI agent. More and more use cases are better done by AI, so we are doing that where we are using chatbots. This use RAG. We are using data copilots that put MCP on top of our data lake, and we have voice AI agents that can run the same way. And increasingly, we are inching into agentic AIs where multi-agent, multi-systems coordinate with each other.
As part of the event, along with Dr. Banerjee, Sudipta Roy, MD and CEO L&T Finance, and Ramesh Aithal, Chief Digital Officer L&T Finance, unveiled L&T Finance's new AI-powered innovation, Nostradamus, designed to transform the way we monitor, detect, and act. The This was followed by a panel discussion centered around AI in payments, highlighting how intelligent systems are shaping digital transaction.
We believe that this agentic commerce is very transformational in nature. I think there was a big transformation from brick and mortar to e-commerce and e-commerce into agentic commerce. And what does that mean? The whole idea was to convert from cash to digital. And now these transactions are going to go from digital to intelligent.
We see all of the transfers across multiple payment systems. UPI is one, there's IMPS, there's a bunch of others. And we have actually been running AI-based mule hunter models, like people know what mule accounts are, and that's a big menace right now. So it's a huge, huge focus, and I think there's lots to be done there, but the good news is there's a lot, it's far more than just in the pilot stage. Like the customer experience is more in the pilot stage or the actual agentic buying. Using AI for risk modeling is already higher up the curve, lots to be done there, but yes, very important element.
This was followed by a panel on AI regulations for financial services, where the conversation centered on creating responsible, transparent and innovation-friendly frameworks for an AI-driven ecosystem.
If India has to prosper, Bangalore will build the tech, Bombay will consume the tech, and Delhi will make the policy. Now the question is, will that policy be different? The short answer to that is yes. There are 4 things that will be different. As we go along, we'll talk about them. AI chain. If you don't leave this session knowing what AI chain is, it's not been worth it. Second is an AI agent store. That's going to be very important for you. Third is the data economy. And the 4th one is really going to be about BYOC.
When you come to regulation, you take our approach on regulation has been very principles driven, not rules driven, not controls driven. You're talking about inclusion, making sure AI is inclusive, making sure AI is fair and ethical. There are so many AI and machine learning models that are understandable, that are fast, that are scalable. So making the right architecture choices, I think, is very, very important when you are in a regulated kind of use case.
The discussions continued with a panel on AI in customer service, portfolio management and collections, highlighting the role of AI in enhancing service quality and strengthening operational processes.
How do you see usage of AI giving us cost benefit, efficiency? How do you see they giving us more and more benefits probably in the entire life cycle management of a customer?
If we look at the overall life cycle management, we have to just see on the 2 of the axes for the ease of illustration. One axis we can look at the 3 paradigms of AI. One is predictive AI, generative AI, agentic AI. And the other axis, if we look at the various stages of collection, it could be starting from prospecting. It is going to help in terms of knowing more about the customer than the customer knowing more about themselves. That's the power of that. Then comes into the generative AI. Yes. Generative AI is going to help the job of the relationship manager significantly well, because it is consuming and it is reading on, summarizing all the data, factual policies, processes, so that it becomes much easier for the relationship manager to sell the product. Similarly, it is helping in terms of content creation, in terms of campaign. The jobs are becoming much simpler. And agentic AI is nothing. It is largely to do with the DIY. And you will see larger migrations are moving towards the DIY, which is the agentic AI. And the tools are going to make the biggest differentiations.
An illustrious panel on how AI will reshape financial services in the next 5 years explored the opportunities and shifts expected as AI becomes central to the industry's growth and transformation.
So let me start off with you, Daniel, and get in your perspective. So tell us, what does the future hold?
If you think about AI as a tool that will be available to all, right? That means that each human on the planet at some point is going to have their personal AI assistant. Imagine that assistant is helping you think about new opportunities, new businesses, new jobs that we've never thought of, right? In the Salesforce Futures team, we're imagining this world where there's going to be agents talking to agents, right? Each one of us will serve our agent to go talk to the banker that's going to serve me, right? And in that world, we can't even imagine the types of jobs that will come at that point.
Everyone here is leaders of different companies, and if you think about how your people spend their time, is every minute of the day, really pushing, I would say, the capabilities of all their team members to the maximum? Everyone's probably feels a quality talent shortage to some extent. We have our great talent doing a bunch of stuff which is not really value added. So I think there's this huge unlock when we get that 20x, we take away the stupid tasks. We also, everyone who has a job probably has 4 to 10 hours a week that they hate doing, right? So if we automate away the 4 hours that they hate, that also helps as well too, right? So, and then we actually get to fully get to the productivity and full potential of the people.
Regardless of what you're doing, right, you have to master the AI tools that are relevant to your profession. And actually in that context, I think new grads, as long as they are fully quote unquote AI capable, I think in the near term, everybody is overestimating all this impact. But in the long term, we are underestimating the impact. It's going to be very real, very serious. It's sort of like the transition to the Industrial Revolution, right? Most of the world used to be farmers, and then now, a very small percentage of the world are farmers.
Yeah, AI will impact the way we do our jobs profoundly. Over a period of time, humanity has always proved that whenever there is a shift, or whenever there is what we call quote-unquote a revolution, the revolution at the end ends up creating more jobs than it was feared to take away.
The event also witnessed Pitch Point, a high-energy startup competition where early-stage AI ventures showcased bold new ideas built to advance financial services. An illustrious jury panel evaluated the presentations with a sharp focus on innovation, scalability, and real-world impact.
There are 10 large vibe coding platforms out there. 5 are successful. I'm not sure or understood if you have got to that 10 on 10 or not, because that's the only way one can survive in the enterprise coding world, right?
We are not just helping anyone build softwares as well. We are basically building the talent as well. More than 100 colleges are working with us right now. So that is one area. And second area, through a suite of automation, through code reviewing, on testing.
Talk a little bit about how will you build enterprise moats, product roadmap, where does it go from here?
Sales is not a one-size-fits-all. What Vanguard wants is probably very different to what I want. So how can you personalize every journey, every pitch to the person that you're talking to, which today is not done in customer calling centers?
5 years out, what do you see this getting to? There are no real incumbents right there, because every month there's a new kind of model that obliterates all defect detection technology. So we have to be on our toes, and we have to keep working with the fraud, at par with fraudsters to actually make it big.
The finale concluded with the Pitch Point felicitation ceremony, honoring the standout startups whose solutions reflected the future of AI-driven transformation in finance. This was followed by the felicitation of winners from the Pearl Challenge. The Idea Express Challenge and the Empower AI Showcase, honoring standout innovators who demonstrated excellence in AI-led problem solving. The day concluded with the vote of thanks delivered by Sudipta Roy, Managing Director and CEO, L&T Finance.
We have had record attendance today and an amazing line of speakers, both in the tech track as well as in the main plenary track. We had 3,000 people, more than 3,000 people physically visiting the RAISE event today. More than 2,800 logging in online. So that makes it almost attendance by almost 6,000 people. And this would not have been possible without careful planning, execution that went on for months. Thank you for coming and gracing us. And we'll see you next year again for a larger and bigger and better edition of RAISE 26.
RAISE 2025 concluded with a shared vision for the future. The event reaffirmed L&T Finance's commitment to building a responsible, intelligent and digitally connected financial ecosystem, shaping the next chapter of India's AI-powered growth story.